We have amidst us stalwarts who really need no introduction. But I shall be failing in my duty if I did not introduce them to this august audience. I move on to yet another individual. An individual who graduated from the Doon School in Dehradun, passed out from the Indian Institute of Technology at Bombay, a very prestigious institution, and then attended the University of Wisconsin, where I stayed for 5 years, receiving his MS degree in powder metallurgy in 1967. I'm sure you're all aware and familiar with powder technology. He started working for Alcan Metal Providers, did his MBA part-time. He passed, I hope. And by 1987, he had become president of the organization. He then led a leveraged management buyout to form AccuPowder International in 1995. He came, he saw, he conquered. AccuPowder grew to become the #1 copper-based powder manufacturer in North America with a market share of over 50%. That is humongous, ladies and gentlemen. The company was sold to Platinum Equity in 2010, and Edul retired laughing and walking all the way to the bank. He served in Zagnis, the Zoroastrian Association of Greater New York. Once you're in America, you're very fond of these acronyms and cliches. During its formative years, he was also involved in the development of Launch, WZCC, and served as its founder director from 2000 to 2006. He was awarded the Zartushtri Entrepreneur of the Year award in 2004. He is currently the global president of WZCC and passionate about promoting entrepreneurship in our youth. Amen. He has also been intimately involved in the building of the New York Dare-Meher, that is our fire temple, which he describes as a truly entrepreneurial accomplishment. He loves sports and traveling. He and his wife Nilofer have 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren, and they're really grand, I'm told, and just celebrated their golden anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Mr. Edul Davar, the global president of WZCC.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Peter Garland, Executive Vice Chancellor, Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, Kanika Chowdhury, Honorary Ambassador of Philadelphia to India, distinguished guest speakers, WZCC 2017 award winners, Air Chief Marshal Fali H. Major, the Bangalore chapter chair, Zoreen Kharas, the tireless chief coordinator of the AGM, the Bangalore chapter team, the WZCC members and friends, 2017 WZCC AGM Awards Gala Dinner. The Bangalore AGM team, along with the Mumbai team, put together a meticulously planned and truly value-added AGM program, which has set a new, higher standard for our AGMs going forward. Continuous improvement is the name of the game. Thank you. If you do not mind, before last year's AGM becomes history, I would also like to thank Farida and Neville Shroff one more time for the productive and fun AGM they had organized last year in Hong Kong. Dr. Garland, it is our distinct pleasure to have you participate in our award ceremony tonight and look forward to hearing your presentation. Dr. Garland is responsible for 14 universities consisting of 105,000 students, 12,000 faculty and staff. It is one of the largest employers in Pennsylvania. When I saw your name, I informed my daughter, who is a graduate of Penn State College, and her work involves universities. Her response was, "Awesome. He's responsible for state universities in Pennsylvania, but not Penn State and State College." And she went on to say, "He may remember me, Zanita Dawa, from the Association of Governing Board, AGW meeting that we both attended." I work for Civic Nation and run the All In-Campus Democracy Challenge. We have 5 of 14 campuses enrolled and would like to get all 14. Friends, the reason I'm mentioning this is to emphasize the power of networking, and I could not have dreamed up a better example. Let me start by repeating 2 WZCC mantras so it's fresh in everyone's mind. The mission of WZCC is building the spirit of entrepreneurship, and the other is entrepreneurship is the pursuit of opportunity beyond the resources currently controlled. And therefore, it not only applies to startups and small companies, but also professionals, large corporations, nonprofits, government, universities, homemakers. We are beating the drums to spread this message and widen the scope of WZCC. We live in very unusual times where change is taking place at breathtaking speed. And new, nimble companies are forcing older corporations to change or become irrelevant. Just in my lifetime, we have gone from single vinyl records to long playing records to VHS tapes to compact discs to live streaming. Today, while driving in the US, I can punch in or say, "Play Mera Joota Hai Japani," or any song on my car radio, and it'll start playing in a few seconds. Imagine that Tesla Motors, which barely makes 5% of the cars Ford Motor Company makes and is losing money, has a higher capitalization. So it is expectations and dreams that drive today's entrepreneurs and their successes. If one once waits to see if a new company will make it, based on its income statement and balance sheet, it's too late. If any company, big or small, cannot adjust and change fast enough, sooner or later they will become history. Over the last 25 years, globalization and entrepreneurship has taken millions out of poverty, and because of Brexit and Trump, globalization may slow down temporarily, but it cannot be stopped. My company exported from the US to companies in Bangalore. Indomim of Bangalore just announced that they're building a $30 million plant in San Antonio, Texas. You can see multiple global connections in this example. Mahindra just opened the first ever Indian automotive plant in the US. US-India trade reached nearly $115 billion last year and should be higher this year by at least another $2 billion. We keep using the words entrepreneurship and leadership rather than management and managers. Is there a difference? Indeed, there's a very big difference, and big corporations, because of their rigid management practices, pyramidal structures, aversion to failure, and slow decision making, are unable to make transitions fast enough and are being made irrelevant by the new entrepreneurial companies. These companies have leaders who lead by example, have flat structures, are flexible, and encourage rapid decision making, and are tolerant of failures. When Thomas Edison was asked, "Mr. Edison, the 1,000 experiments you have performed to make a light bulb have failed. When will you give up?" His answer was, "I have not failed. I know 1,000 ways a light bulb cannot be made." Entrepreneurial openness leads to curiosity, creativity, innovativeness, and most importantly, speed. Without entrepreneurial leadership, the corporations with conventional managers are fighting a losing battle. So folks, especially the young folks, today is the right time for the right idea, and opportunities are limitless for the bold and restless who are willing to dream big, work hard without fearing failure, get up and try again until they succeed, and then they will find that nothing breeds success more than success itself. Congratulations to the 2017 WCC award winners who later tonight will demonstrate what their magic sauce was to attain their successes. Thank you for being here in person to receive your awards, and a special thanks to Feroz and Shernaz Bandara, who, because of being US citizens of Pakistani origin, and in spite of top-level influence, had to literally jump through hoops to get their visas the day before they left. So what is WZCC doing to become more relevant? Firstly, we are expanding our reach by welcoming 2 chapters, Central Florida and Southern California. And most importantly, the committees of both these chapters are essentially young adults. There are now 6 chapters in North America, and WZCC has definitely become more global in its outlook. We are also spreading our wings by having an active women entrepreneurs wing and increasing young adult involvement with an active youth wing. We want the young adults to decide what programs are best for them and then work 5 years old, and just as importantly, also to their parents, so that parents can talk about entrepreneurship on the dining table, just as they do about medicine or engineering. Some chapters are experimenting with this concept. One of the major needs identified by young adults is the need to facilitate the availability of financing. After literally a decade of discussion and words, we are proud to say that we have finally agreed on a model which was announced and discussed yesterday. For those of you who were not present for the AGM, WZCC and WZOT have decided to team up. WZOT currently offers microloans, mainly in rural areas, of up to 5 lakhs and without interest to be paid back in 40 monthly installments. And the recovery rate is 97%, which is then recycled. WZCC will bring in more monies, attract bigger projects in urban areas, screen and select justifiable proposals for interest-free loans, and together with WZOT, fill this void. It'll be a fantastic draw, as where and how does one get interest-free loans? We plan to collect at least 1 crore, and we are making a call for individual donations of about 5 lakhs, but of course smaller or bigger donations are welcome. We have already received pledges totaling 25 lakhs. We also look forward to all of you joining this initiative. This financing initiative will become the Bangalore Legacy Initiative, which no doubt will be a game changer for WZCC. WZCC has achieved a lot this year, and every director and chapter should be proud of the successes, and we will have many more, because as I mentioned earlier, nothing breeds success more than success itself. I would like to end with a special thank you to Bangalore. Thank you, Fali. Thank you, Zareen. Thank you to all the volunteers. You took on the challenge of hosting our AGM and worked hard, very hard, to welcome the global family to your home. I'm confident that it has provided an optimistic environment which will continue to help building the spirit of entrepreneurship. Last but not least, the next AGM will be in the US, with Central Florida, Orlando being the hosts. May 3rd to 6th, 2019, with Disney World as the local attraction. So you have plenty of notice to plan early, and we expect to see all of you and more in Orlando.